Heyo!
Hey, what's going on? We're live. All right, welcome in. Mostly Hoops. We got a lot to go over today, so we're going to get right into it. First of all, welcome back, Mark Titus.
It's good to be back, boys. Did you guys do a show without me?
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Because I asked Rick about it, and remember early on where I was like, you guys think you could do a show Friday without me? And you're like, I don't know, Coach.
They were calling it a WBR legacy game.
And I looked you in the eye, and I said, I want you to have the ball. What did you do with the ball?
I thought they both stepped up.
Really?
I thought
we crushed it.
Yeah, that was good.
It was very smooth.
Now, hang on a second. Calm down. Was it? We were like, hang on.
What
It seems like, yeah.
I think I saw one comment that said this is better without.
No, hold on a second. Wait.
All right.
It's good to be back. There's a lot to talk about, boys.
There really is. Let's get off the tops talking about Fabletics, though. Did you guys hear that Jamar Chase is officially Fabletics' first NFL ambassador? He just dropped his first collection with them, featuring his essential favorites, classic, effortless tees, go-to oversized hoodies, and all the comfy pieces, perfect for lounging or hitting the gym in the new year. When you sign up as a new VIP with Fabletics, 80% off everything. It's not one of those too good to be true things. It is real. The quality is surprising. Fabletics pieces feel like the kind of high-end activewear you'd easily pay a couple $100s for, but you get the same premium fit. Here, Dana, take this one now. Start showing this one, different color.
Doing a little fast.
Premium fit, durability for tiny the fraction of the price, and the fit is dialed in. No waistbands, creeping down joggers that actually keep their shape, jackets that are warm without being bulky. Everything feels soft, breathable, flexible, built for whatever your day looks like. Workouts, travel days, getting back to your routine, or those New Year fresh start mornings when you just need something that helps you feel put together. What do you like about Fabletics, Dana?
Dude, no joke. About 70% of my wardrobe is now Fabletics. It's perfect for a guy like me who wants to feel nice and slim and comfortable. I nonstop wear Fabletics.
Fabletics already has incredible deals, and I've got an exclusive offer just for you guys, 80% off everything when you sign up as a VIP. And yes, that includes Jamar's first drop. Just head to Fabletics.com/mostly. Take a quick style quiz. Be sure to select mostly when you prompt your unlocking of 80% off. That is Fabletics.com/mostly. All right. What's the name of the show, Titus?
The name is Mostly Hoops.
Which way do you want this show to go today?
What do you mean? How do you mean?
There's been a lot of mostly and hoops in the last 3 days.
There's a lot of off-court stuff is what you're saying. It's crazy because I feel like the on-court has been chaotic as well. I feel like the number one overall team has lost twice in a row. Yeah, I feel like 2 weeks ago, with the exception of like Michigan, who even Michigan winning this, like they were down by a lot to Northwestern, and then Michigan has that gear they go into late in these games and put teams away. They step on necks so well. But I feel like 2 weeks ago we had a pretty good idea of the landscape of college basketball. We had our tier list, and these are the teams that we think can win the championship. These are kind of the teams that maybe Final Four is probably their ceiling, whatever. And I feel like that whole thing has been blown up just in like the last 2 weeks. It's like you said, Arizona's lost 2 in a row. You get a team like Illinois, who I think their ceiling is unbelievable, and they spanked Indiana yesterday, but Illinois lost 2 in a row. Granted, they were both in overtime and they weren't full strength. Michigan State is not doing so hot these days. Purdue, meanwhile, a team that you give up on, they might be back. Duke loses at Carolina. UConn loses to St. John's. I mean, it's
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is Texas Tech's coming out of nowhere, but also like is Texas Tech actually like national title good, or are they just like the team that's going to fuck it up for the contender? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's happening at the right time.
And that's all hoops. That was all hoops. We Michael Jordan's grabbing ass.
All right.
KD's got a burner. Right. Jerome Tang fired. St. John's Providence fight. Yeah. All-Star game. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's tie up something from Friday first, because it did break last night. Jerome Tang was fired last night.
Yeah.
With cause.
That's what they're saying. Kansas State is saying with cause, and everybody likes to make the Office joke where Michael Scott says it's because I don't like you, which is it's fair. I mean, like that is ultimately virtually every single coach that gets fired. Now, this isn't true of all of them, but virtually all of them, when they get fired for cause, it is because we don't like you and we want you to not be the coach anymore. And everyone can say, well, it's like the off-court, not in Tang's situation, but sometimes there are coaches fired and they're like, I don't know, some of the shit he was doing off the court. Listen, if that particular coach was winning, they would have found a way to keep him. You get fired because you lose basketball games. So Jerome Tang deserved to be fired. I think the way I don't know how much you guys talked about it, but the rant, I imagine we all are in agreement. That was fucking insane. Like, I'm generally okay with coaches publicly not completely throwing their team under the bus, challenging their team, we'll say. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with coaches like Izzo will do it sometimes. Even Mick Cronin, who it does not have the greatest reputation it's in the public eye. I think there are times where he does it and I don't hate it. Most of the time he does it, it's like, all right, Mick, calm down. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of coaches around the country that do it, and I don't have the biggest problem with that. What Tang did was way over the line, and I think he deserves to be fired because his team sucks and the program is nosediving. Having said all that, Tate, firing him with cause because he was mean to his players in a press conference is insane.
It's not right.
And I think I'm not going to cry about it. Like, the guy's he's going to be fine one way or another, but that would be an insane precedent if you can just fire coaches because they say they go after their players. We'll have no coaches left.
Right.
We'll just have no. Yeah.
I mean, the reasoning is because he took over a team, went to the Elite Eight, and then each year has gone worse and worse and worse. They're 10-13, whatever they are now. And they have good players, too. Like, PJ Haggerty is going to be First of all, do you know he comes back next year?
He's got one more year.
They said. You think he'll stick around, or you think
good Lord.
He's the type of guy to maneuver over? So, I don't know. Interesting.
They do have good players. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the for cause thing. There's a point I was going to make that I wasn't sure with that. But Tang is fascinating to me because he did. They go to the Elite Eight. They almost make the Final Four his first year. I think you could make a direct correlation. In fact, I'll do it here. Between Scott Drew's success at Baylor and Jerome Tang leaving him. When Jerome Tang was an assistant at Baylor was when they had their highest of highs. Since that divorce has happened between Tang and Baylor has fallen off a little bit. And there was a lot of belief in the idea of Jerome Tang. You know, if you were a guy that watched Jerome Tang go to the Elite Eight in year one, you might have argued that, like, holy shit, was he the engine behind Baylor being good? So for it to unravel that fast is crazy. Did you see two things I wanted to point out? I remember what I was going to say now. He took the last names off the back of the jersey for the game.
I don't know if I love it or hate it. Did you see that, Beers?
I did.
What's the thought there?
I think he's just
so
at this
crazy.
point he's just looking for something to motivate them, I guess. I hate it.
That's a fourth grade move, right?
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, Coach K used to do it with, like, the practice stuff. You couldn't wear, like, a Duke logo. I mean, I think that's the way he should have done the opposite. I think you should have driven home the point that you boys aren't playing for Kansas State. You're playing for yourself. I think you should have taken Kansas State off the front and put the last names on the front and the last names on the back. And been like, if you motherfuckers want to play for yourself, then we're gonna put double last names on the jersey.
If I was a coach, I would be the guy that puts family on everyone's jersey or together.
Education reform.
Well, I will say this.
Group economics. I put that on the back of the jersey. The other thing I want to point out, Tate, did you see there are rumors, and I don't know how legit these are. It's as you guys know, it's tough these days to make sense of what's real and what's not. But there are rumors that he didn't do the scouting for the Houston game, that he made the players do the scouting.
Nate Johnson said that. Yeah, one of the players said, so I had to Google it because Nate Johnson's the guy who came from Akron. And I'm like, wait, he's been playing. Is he hurt? Like, is this a time where you give your hurt player a job? And no, he played in the game. He gave one of his players playing in the game the role of scouting the team.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's probably a better argument firing him for cause than the press conference. But even so, I don't think he's. I imagine he will get the money that he's owed, but yeah, I
$19 million.
$19 million.
Not a bad gig. I do have to ask Beers though. Beers, you're close with Bosco. You guys were.
That was gonna be my point. Whatever you're gonna say, I'm sure it's what I was thinking.
Did Rico Bosco?
I was gonna say.
Oh no!
How does this affect Rico Bosco's legacy?
This is the last time.
I forgot about this.
This is the last time they were relevant.
I forgot about this.
You could argue since this moment.
Wait. Was this right before the
Elite Eight?
The Elite Eight game.
Yep.
They went out right after this game. They lost
and have been a lot worse.
And they've been in a nosedive ever since.
And since then, 19 and 15.
I hate that.
Oh no,
I hate that.
I think there's just a Barstool curse with people in rooting for colleges and going to see them. I'm just talking about myself with Cincinnati, but Bosco. We have to ask if this affects his legacy in any way with all his coaching friends.
Yeah, why would you? Again, we're Bosco guys. But why would you have Bosco come into your locker room if next thing you know you're fired?
That should have been the first sign that Tang wasn't the guy.
Literally. Something to consider.
You're about to play in the Elite Eight, and Bosco comes in with a boombox. We should have known.
I'd be very confused if I was a player.
Stop. They're saying, chat's saying Bosco killed Tang. That's not.
I'm getting a phone call from Bosco live.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Bosco did not kill Tang.
Bosco, you're live on Mostly Hoops.
Can we at least get our facts straight? That was the night of the Sweet 16, so they went and won that game.
Okay. They won. Okay.
I apologize.
That's fair.
My lawyers will be sending a defamation.
That's fair, Bosco. Accuracy matters.
Bosco, while I have you here, what's your take on the St. John's Providence fight?
Even I can't spin that one.
That's
Dirty
weird.
Dirty play.
Is there something to be said? And this is for everyone. Is there anyone who's saying, "Hey, don't transfer and leave our team in a shitty spot, and then come back and expect to get open layups?"
We will take your head off.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be a messy situation, but no, I was trying to spin it that two wrongs don't make a right. St. John's guy shouldn't have attacked them, but yeah, the Providence acted. I mean, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
All right.
Well said, boss.
Anything else you got to get off your chest, Bosco?
No, we got a big one Wednesday.
Who's we?
Alabama.
Gotcha.
All
right, Rico.
All right, so it was before the Sweet 16 game. Facts matter. And
that does
important.
We have an important responsibility to speak the truth on this show. Elite Eight run was a lot of fun, tough business. Thanks to Coach Tang for opening up his program for practice interviews and a musical pump-up session. A terrific motivator who will land on his feet. There you go.
Bosco's going to get him another job. He's the most powerful phone in college basketball.
Yeah, right.
Tang's going to land on his feet.
You got any takes on Providence St. John's?
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, that was I'll say this about that game. It was with like a minute left, the game was over. St. John's was obviously going to win, and I couldn't turn it off.
Right.
Like even after both teams had left the floor, I still like kept the game had gone to commercial. The game was way over, and I was like, I'm going to leave this on just in case, just to see what'll happen.
Similarly, I was watching the Kansas-Iowa State game, and it was getting kind of out of hand. And I saw a highlight of the fight, and I immediately switched over, and I watched that for the rest of the game, even though Providence was getting blown out, because I was waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
I was waiting for another brawl of some sort. But Duncan Powell, clown.
Can we get the
clown?
What's going on with the hair?
Well, that's what I was going to say. What level flagrant foul is the hair, first of all?
Should have been tossed for the hair.
And now, Providence fans are awesome. Are they defending this?
It's hard to say because they seem to love it. I'll be honest. As I was watching, they seemed to love it, and that was not a great. I mean, listen, there are some people that are going to argue that this is just old Big East basketball. This is just classic shit. Like if this happened in the '90s, we'd all be jerking off to it. And maybe that's true, but that was embarrassing for Providence. It was not only that like. Not only that the fouls happened, and then there was another flagrant later in the game. The same thing happened. They're just cheap shotting guys left and right. Hopkins like airballs. There was a moment late in the game where Hopkins airballed a three, and the crowd went nuts and was like laughing at him and stuff. As they're down like 10 or something, and they're losing the game, and their program is spiraling, and they're probably going to fire their coach. And I thought this whole scene is. I know I'm opening myself up to your burners that you love so much, Rick, the Providence burners, but I just felt like the whole scene was embarrassing for Providence basketball. I felt like them like celebrating Bryce Hopkins airballing a shot and getting his head taken off when you're losing and your program's in the gutter and St. John's is thriving. I just thought it was a bad look. I thought it was a bad look.
They're not defending it, but anyone that is denouncing it on Providence fans are going after them. So it's a real.
Can we get eyes on this foul, Cody?
I also heard, and this is not confirmed, that allegedly Hopkins' parents were in the stands, like going after fans and telling them to meet him in the parking lot outside after the game.
Yeah. Which are you saying is bad by Hopkins' parents, or that I imagine they were antagonized a little bit?
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. It was an antagonizing atmosphere all around.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think we stand for this as a PCBC, but.
Yeah,
everyone wants the old Big East back until they see the old Big East back.
That's a good point. It is fair. Yeah. That is a fair point.
Yep.
I'm all for physicality and riveries, but this was fucking
it's dirty, but
dirty as hell.
Dude, the one picture.
Providence fans are going after Field of 68 guys pretty hard.
Just the very beginning.
I don't know what you're going to
let it go. Now pause.
Freeze it right there.
All I'm saying, again, it's a dirty play. I'm not saying it's not a dirty play. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this is not out of the blue, you just attacked someone. He is going in for a layup, and you have the opportunity one-on-one to give a hard foul against the person who left your program. The program.
Duncan Powell has no relationship.
If they cancel us, they cancel us.
But Duncan Powell, he wasn't on the team last year.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that.
All I'm saying is if Roddy Gale was in a situation like this, and one of our dudes, again, the way he did it, the foul was too much. But I'm not against a hard foul in this.
Yeah. Kim English, is that you? Did you see his quote where he was like, "It was clean. It was clean."
Did he really?
Yeah, he said.
This clean?
He said it was clean. If you watch it, he actually blocks the shot. He blocks the ball, and the problem was he followed through his face. That was how Kim English described it. He's like, it was initially a clean block. That then he ripped his head off, and at that point,
I think Dana sent in the group chat of it was insane. He's got
literally looks like he took his head off.
His eyes out.
Looks like his head has been removed.
The Big East gave him, so he gets 1 game for being ejected, and the Big East has added 2 more. He's out for the next 3.
I do think so. I'm trying to see it through the old school rose-colored glasses because Rick, you mentioned it, and Tate, you said like think of the context. Like if this was a guy that like spurned your program and your team did this, how would you react? And old Big East. Like I'm someone that loves the idea of the old Big East. I think if he commits the foul, and then just kind of like walks it off. Mm-hmm. I feel differently about it. He did it and then immediately was like, I'm going to fight everybody. And he starts like going after he just starts like going after the whole fucking St. John's team. Rick Pitino looked like he was getting in the mix. Rick Pitino comes up and hey. And I think at that point I was like, this guy's just a clown. Like he's not that's what made it feel like this wasn't about Bryce Hopkins. This was about a frustrated Providence basketball team taking out their frustration on a guy who is having success somewhere else.
And does the haircut factor into the clown thought?
And the haircut.
Like all of it factors in.
Yeah, and the haircut.
Oh, my God.
We got to get him on bald stool.
I'm sitting here saying that this is a dirty play that I'm not in favor of, but I want to put myself in 16-year-old Dana Beers' shoes. I grew up going to the Dunk. I grew up going to Providence games. I would have been going nuts in this. I would have loved it.
Hell yeah.
Scumbag 16-year-old Dana.
Oh, I would have been so fired up. So
you have a beer in your hand at 16 at the game somehow.
Some dude probably. But yeah, this 33-year-old no dog in the fight. Dana says
too much.
It's tough to defend.
It's one thing if it's a hard shove. I do think it's kind of an unspoken rule. You don't go after guys when they're in the air.
Yeah.
That's when they really get hurt.
Could have been a better.
Yeah.
I think a wrap up there. I think before he goes up, you like kind of grab him and then kind of like push him.
What about just a tackle? A spear?
Yeah, just like tackle him.
A Goldberg
I think
tackle.
RKO out of nowhere.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Big 12. We had 3 really big results this weekend that we're going to go down the list. The first one, Iowa State absolutely beats the piss out of Kansas at home. Darryn Peterson woke up on Saturday morning. He fooled me. He changed his profile picture.
Oh, he fooled me as well.
That move, like
you guys got fired up. By the way, I don't want to revisit. I guess I could have just watched the show, and this is on me. I could have just watched the show. So
you didn't even watch?
That hurts.
I got set up.
I
could have
sent you the questions the night before.
I know you did.
I don't want to keep asking what you guys talked about, but at the same time, I do want the context. Did you guys go in on Friday?
There was a question that said we went all over the place with Kansas and Iowa State, but there was a question that said biggest fraud team in the country, and I said Iowa State, and I want to formally apologize. I said it on Twitter. By the way, their fan base is so nice. You would think like a Texas Tech, if I called them frauds, I would hear for it for years. They were just like, oh, it's okay.
No worries.
No, we accept your apology.
I said like 2 nice things about them, and I said I disagree with you, and I got like 5 DMs like, thanks for standing up for the clones.
They're level-headed people. I think they also understand. They're pretty reasonable about their team. I think when their ceiling's unreal. When Iowa State's hitting threes, which they're a good 3-point shooting team, and they lock in on defense. I mean, they're absolutely national title good. But they also every so often will just
lose to
TCU. And then
but it really just their defense in that first half. It just felt like they were so clamped on Kansas, and like Kansas couldn't really get any really flow on offense. They couldn't really move around. It felt like they were just so stuck on offense. And then Iowa State starts hitting threes, and it starts to get away from them. And listen, the level-headed thing would be to say Kansas is not better without Darryn Peterson, but this is mostly hoops, and we have to bring it up. Are they better without Darryn Peterson?
Better without him? I felt like this game was the welcome to college basketball game for Darryn Peterson in that the crowd was insane. Iowa State's defense is very, very good. They're also physical, which is part of it. And I think Darryn Peterson, it kind of – I mean, that's not why they lost. I'm not saying that's the singular reason they lost. I mean, Iowa State was hitting everything, and it's a very, very good team. They're the 5th-ranked team in the country playing at home. But I got the sense that Darryn Peterson just kept looking around like, what the fuck is going on? The play for me that solidified it was Lipsy drew a charge on him that was like frankly, like I felt like it was a block. Like it wasn't that egregious, but I was like, that's a block. And I felt like Darryn Peterson just had like a look in his eye that he's just like, where the fuck am I? I'm about to be playing in the NBA next year. I'm gonna be like, why do I have to do this? It looked like a moment of frustration of like, why am I here? Why? This is horseshit. How come they got their hand on me as I'm trying to dribble at all times? Guys sliding under me. The crowd's going fucking crazy, yelling shit at my family.
11 a.m. local.
It's 11 a.m. What the fuck am I doing? You know? And I feel like the superstar freshmen go through that every so often where like the NBA, you don't have to deal with that. If you're a better player than the other guy, like you get the superstar whistle. I'm sure Darryn Peterson got a superstar whistle his whole life. He's gotten you know, if you're more athletic than a guy that's celebrated at seemingly every level except college basketball, and at college, it feels like superstar freshmen deal with these welcome to college basketball moments where you run up against a team, and I don't mean to keep saying like Iowa State is not a good team. They're unbelievable, and I think they are good enough to win a national championship. But yeah, I think when Iowa State plays physical defense like that, and then on top of it you're getting these charge calls, and on top of it you have all sorts of dudes hitting threes. Did you see the Momcilovic three in the corner when he was like fading?
Yep.
And the place, it looked like the crowd had a collective orgasm when he hit the fading away like out of bounds, throwing it over the backboard three. I think all those factors whip into one, and a guy like Darryn Peterson is just like, I've never seen this before in my life. I will never see this again. Where am I? How did I get here? And he had a stinker of a game.
That was me. Well, that was me because here's the thing.
Why is he so fat?
Is that you or was that Grok?
That was Grok.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is this. Titus, go into his shoes for a second. You wake up and you change your profile picture.
Yeah.
That can only mean one thing, which is I've been reading what I watch Mostly Hoops on Friday.
I watch Mostly Hoops. Yeah.
I'm going to be a killer.
At least someone did.
Fair point.
Missed out on an incredible.
You didn't watch Friday. Maybe Darryn Peterson did though.
We were going in on him Friday.
Oh, you were. Well, that's what I asked. You guys were going. Yeah, you guys were attacking him.
But I guess my question is this: like, can you change your profile? He went 10 points, no rebounds, no assists, 3 turnovers. That should be illegal.
Let me first ask. I'm not familiar with. I don't watch horror movies. I'm aware that this is I get the context in a broad sense. I don't get the specific. This is Michael Myers, correct? Is someone
correct?
This is a blind spot.
I want to know the story. Who exactly this is. This is Michael. This is a mask that I've seen before. I know it's Michael Myers. He's from the Halloween movies, right? I know nothing else about him.
He's had about 10 different movies. About 3 different directors have portrayed him. He hasn't spoken a word in any of them.
He doesn't speak. What's his thing?
He doesn't run.
He doesn't run.
He's on the horizon in the distance, and somehow he gains on you, and then he brutally kills you.
So in these films, you're pulling your car out of your garage to go to the grocery store, and then you see Michael Myers down the street, and you're like, oh fuck!
And then all of a sudden he's in the back seat, and then he's strangling.
And then all of a sudden he's strangling you in the back seat. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I would assume then changing your profile picture to that is...
You're a killer.
Yeah.
I have breaking news.
What?
I just went to go make the point of at what point does he change it back?
You already changed it back?
He changed it to something else.
No, let me see.
Pull it up. I can't believe this is what this guy's doing.
He changed it to Austin Powers, the other Michael Myers.
This is incredible. I don't know if this makes me like him or hate him more. That's the Gladiator.
Oh!
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is he just going to keep doing movie characters till he finds the right one?
Because this is when he yells, is there no one else?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not? Oh, that might be good.
Okay, let me think about it. Gladiator. Boy, I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Good fucking movie.
He doesn't die. He kills everybody. He fucking wins.
That's the "Are you not entertained" scene, correct?
Yeah.
I think I'm.
How do you do "Are you not entertained" after 10 points?
I think that's the man in the arena to the generation that doesn't know
right
who the actual man in the arena.
It's not the critic who counts.
You know who's not changing their profile pictures to fucking movie characters? AJ Dybantsa.
Interesting.
Okay.
Something to think about.
Enough of this bullshit, Darryn Peterson.
You think that comes up in draft interviews?
I'm telling you, man. I will go down as never being more right about something than Darryn Peterson in my entire life.
Oh my God.
I will.
And what specifically? Because this is having just said that this is now going to be a clip.
He thinks he's a killer. He's not a killer.
He's not a killer. He's not. But put some measurables on it. He will never what?
He will never be the guy that is like in an NBA. All right, I don't want to do this.
No, you have to. We're here. He'll never be what? Who cares?
If I'm an NBA GM, I want the guy who wants to fucking play against Arizona.
I'm trying to save you. I agree with you, and you've never been more right. On February 16th, you're the most right about this of all time. I am starting to go back on the pendulum, which is he's only at Kansas because he's forced to be.
Yeah,
I guess.
There's a chance when he's playing for tens of millions instead of $4 million that he fucking – there's a chance that the whole reason he's pissed off is like, yeah, no shit, I don't want to play at Kansas for a year. The court is making me.
I remember Kyrie Irving stubbed his toe at Duke and didn't play the entire season, and then came back in the tournament.
We're gonna
if you want to go.
We're gonna look in 15 years, and Cam Boozer's gonna have a couple championships, and Darryn Peterson will not.
Okay, there we go.
That's a big one.
That's what I wanted. I wanted
at the end of their careers. Cam Boozer and Dybantsa will be known as winners and players that are passionate and want to play basketball. And Darryn Peterson,
you're adding Boozer
will just
to
be
the
Paul
list.
George. He'll be Paul George.
You've always been Dybantsa over Peterson, but you're putting Boozer in that category.
Boozer is a winner.
Okay,
he's a winner.
Hell yeah, and Chat loves it. Beers, the DNP nickname is
crazy.
I hope his nickname is like Nathan or something.
I as a Peterson guy, I'm
what
DNP
because his initials are actually DNP. I hope his middle name is Nathan.
Let me see if I can get that.
As a Peterson guy, I want to defend
not
him.
Nathan.
Not publicly listed.
Okay, well, it could be Nathan.
I think they're doing a good job of saying everything is legit. Every injury he's had is legit. But at a certain point, I will say it does add up to where it's like even if all of this is legit, then that's a problem, isn't it? Isn't it a problem that he gets sick and gets hurt and gets every other day he's got something going on?
Could be a lose-lose. You're right. Neither.
Titus, what's the best ability again?
It's availability is what I was always told.
Exactly right.
But yeah, I don't know. I still like Darryn Peterson a lot, and I still think he'll be the number one pick. But
time will
tell. But Dana Beers is here to say otherwise.
All right.
I'm telling
you can't. I agree though. Changing your profile to have that performance. Because I bought into it too. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna see an all-time game from him.
But now changing it to Russell Crowe Gladiator, he's officially.
Yeah.
He's got to change it again. He's got to. Is he just going to change?
Who do they got next?
That's a great question.
Who's Kansas play next?
Kansas.
Is there any way of knowing?
Yeah, Oklahoma State
and Cincy.
Oh, that's perfect for him.
Yeah.
He's about to,
he's gonna drop 35.
Go fucking bananas.
Big old balls, dropping balls on their forehead.
Yeah.
Let's stay in the Big 12. I can't believe we've made it now 30 minutes into the show. Arizona, who if you talked to us a Monday ago, we were saying clear as day.
All-time team.
All-time best team in the country. They have not lost once. They have now lost 2 in a row.
And it's not getting any easier, by the way.
Nope.
They got BYU next, and if Richie Saunders out for the year with the torn ACL. I think they have BYU and then Houston, right?
And
Those are the next two.
They have Kansas again, Iowa State again.
Iowa State. This game. All right, let's talk about Texas Tech because they have 3 of the most impressive wins on the season now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat Duke. They beat Iowa State. No.
They've beaten Duke, Arizona, and Houston.
That's right.
But they've also had some weird losses. But this to me shows that they can go toe-to-toe with anyone on the road. It also it speaks to Arizona's just Achilles heel, which we've talked about in the past. They made 4 threes.
Yeah.
And when you are not making threes, these are the games they're going to lose. And this is what Mark has talked about in the past, where they're so focused on getting the ball to the paint and the mid-range that in a game like this where you need to make threes and you don't, you could lose a game like this at any point.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with them not shooting and making a ton of threes. They're not a bad, again, like the point needs to be made. They're not like a bad 3-point shooting team. This isn't a team that like Florida, who misses a lot of threes. Like when Arizona shoots them, they make them at a decent clip. It's just they never shoot them. And the problem I have with it is the idea. I like the teams in the NCAA tournament that have a plan B, that have like their identity, and this is what you see, on a random Tuesday in January. This is what you're probably going to get from them. But when the tournament rolls around, what happens when that plan A that we've seen all season, it isn't working? Do you have the plan B? And this felt like the plan B game for me with Arizona, where Atwell hit. I think he finished 3 for 9 for Texas Tech from the 3-point line. All 3 of them felt massive. Like every time he hit a 3, it felt like it was a dagger. But like towards the end of regulation and then in overtime, Texas Tech kept hitting like big shot after big shot, and it felt like a moment where Arizona, in a perfect world, Arizona has an answer from where they feel comfortable, like figuring out a way to hit a 3 back, like get the lead back or have their answer to Texas Tech hitting the big shots. And they don't have it. Karchenkov was jacking a lot of them, but he's not really that guy for them. I don't know, and I felt like it was a similar problem against Kansas where Badunga's blocking every shot, and they're just kind of like they just keep pounding it inside, like trying to. Jaden Bradley's taking these mid-range shots and not making them, and they're trying to challenge Badunga at the rim and getting shots blocked. And I'm not saying the answer is shoot like 33s, but at some point I do want to see like a plan B that's like, oh, you're going to take that away? Watch this. We also can do this. And the last 2 games, that's kind of not been the case, and it's going to be interesting to see moving forward if the rest of the teams have picked up on that and if Arizona's going to have to figure out a way to shoot the threes, or if they're just going to be stubborn and say, fuck it, we are who we are. And even though we've lost 2 in a row, we trust the long-term vision for this team.
Yeah.
What's our thoughts on our boy Cole Pete?
That's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird one. So I was watching Ohio State, Virginia had started by the time I was trying to watch multiple games is what I'm saying, to where I didn't follow what exactly happened. But they kept saying it was lower body injury, and they didn't specify, right? We
still have the same, which is he's nursing a lower body injury. There's rumors on both sides. There's rumors that's okay, and there's rumors that the fact that we don't have information right now is.
Can I say something?
Say it.
Can I say something? And I think this is important to say it. And Arizona fans, you're not going to like that I say this. So, but I'm someone that believes in acknowledging the boogeyman. I believe in. If you say the boogeyman is under my bed, then he can't scare you. He's there. You prepare for it. You're not, you don't get taken aback. I'm not saying this because I believe it to be true. I'm not saying it because I want it to be true. I'm saying it because I think we need to acknowledge the boogeyman. And then that way, if it happens, we're okay with it. Okay, Arizona fans? I'm getting Brandon Ashley vibes from this. I'm getting 2014 Brandon Ashley vibes. I'm getting Arizona was 21-0 going to Cal. Brandon Ashley breaks his foot. The season doesn't completely unravel, but at that moment, every Arizona fan was like, we are absolutely fucked. And Brandon Ashley was not their best player, but Brandon Ashley was extremely important to that team. And in that moment, everyone was like, we can't win the national title without him. And they didn't. Mm-hmm. And that's where my brain goes. I'm getting Brandon Ashley vibes. And I hope he's fine. But the fact that they're so mysterious about it, why? Why not just be like he rolled his ankle?
That's bad.
He'll be back.
Use your brain, common sense. That's bad news.
Yeah.
If it was good news, they'd be the first to tell you.
They would say he rolled his ankle.
He
He pulled his calf. He's whatever happened, he'll be fine. You can take a couple weeks off. He'll be back. They're just saying lower body injury. Is that Cody? You got anything on that?
Actually, break this, Cody.
No.
Mostly hoops. Koa Pete, lower body injury, worse than expected.
Does the chat have anything? I don't. Are there sources out there that know what the hell happened? Does anybody have any idea what?
Someone is saying that he may have taken a DP approach. He's playing so bad that he's just sitting because he.
Dude, he was bad against Kansas. By the way, he's been bad. Like he was damn near a liability in that Kansas game. It was a statement.
Well, Dana made a great point on Friday. Koa Pete, if it wasn't the first game of the season,
right,
when he went off and we all fell in love with him, it's not like he's been the best of the best since then.
If these freshmen were actually just only looking out for their draft stock, and if you're someone that was very cynical about college basketball and these one and done guys, if they were actually what people sometimes think they are, Koa Pete would have shut it down after the first game. He would have played one game and been like, "I'm done. I'm getting ready for the
draft." And I would have respected that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Speaking of freshmen and we've been so focused on freshmen this entire year. I want to give a little shout out to a guy that is the reigning Big 12 Player of the Year and is not a freshman. He's one of these guys that stuck around. 31 and 13 against Arizona.
Yeah,
he's upped his he's averaging 35 minutes a game this year.
He's incredible. He's so good. So Texas Tech, you brought it up, Dana. They got great wins. They got a couple weird losses. Also,
UCF, I think
UCF's not terrible, but Texas Tech. If you want us,
Arkansas, they lost to Arkansas.
If you want us to think you're a national title team, they also lost by 40 to Purdue. Remember the Purdue game earlier in the season? They were down by 1,000. I can't figure out if they're a good team or if they just have two of the best players in the country.
I know.
And then I think my ultimate conclusion is who cares? What's the difference?
Right.
I think they have a great culture. I think they're hard nosed. I think they are I think that's carried over and that's endured through now 3 coaches, 3 separate. Chris Beard, Mark Adams, and McCaslin. I think that's a continuous thing with Texas Tech. You watch Texas Tech basketball, you got some fucking dogs out there that are never out of a game, but I still think it's just Christian Anderson and JT Toppin are so good.
As you have that trio, those two and that coach, I think you can run no matter what.
Yeah, so it's I remain confused as to how good they actually are, but they to me still feel more like a team that's I don't think they're gonna win. They're gonna actually compete for a national championship, but if they're a 3 seed or a 4 seed. You want to avoid them with everything you got. You want to you almost want to. Yeah, I don't know. You'd almost want to move down a line to get out of Texas Tech's bracket.
Yeah.
That's. I would be terrified if they're a 4 seed and I'm a 1 seed. I do not want that at all.
Yeah, but he's gone up virtually every single statistic.
What are the
Big 12?
They're going to be better than a 4, by the way, right? They're going to be.
Oh yeah, they've beaten the number 1, 3, and 4 teams in the country. They're going to be.
They'll probably be a 3. They could be a 2, maybe.
I think they're going to be high. Did you guys see Tommy Lloyd's quote after the game?
I did not.
It was one of my. I laughed out loud when I saw it. Tommy Lloyd. Here.
Well, we play 2 very different styles. Grant is a chess player, and I'm more of a checkers player. I play checkers. I like play checkers when I have 2. You double them up, and you can jump forwards and backwards and kind of overwhelm people.
That's all I really needed, Coach. Huh. Is that not the biggest insult in? He insulted himself.
Yeah, he did.
He's playing chess while I'm playing checkers.
Now, let me ask you this. Let me go next level with this. Is Tommy Lloyd playing chess by saying that he plays checkers?
Huh.
Is Tommy Lloyd? Was this a chess move? I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. Was the idea that he's giving the other guys flowers? He's making it seem like he's not going to ever make adjustments, and then
he's playing chess while I'm playing checkers. Beers, can we get a little Blue Chew in real quick?
Absolutely. All right, fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. If your bed could talk after this, it'd be asking for a break. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code HOOPS. That's promo code HOOPS, HOOPS. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the pod.
Hey, we're going to be real quick on this one because time is flying today. It's already been 40 minutes.
But we're doing 3 a week. Did you say that on Friday?
Yep.
Yes, people are pumped. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Titus, keep asking what you said.
I just want a one-word answer from everyone.
Uh-huh.
We just talked about Koa Pete could potentially be missing a lot of time. But one person we know who's missing a lot of time is Richie Saunders. He's out for the year for BYU. Is BYU any sort of a threat anymore? They still have AJ Dybantsa.
They're not a threat to win a national championship. No, they're a threat. They're kind of in the. I keep phrasing it that way. They're still a threat to beat anybody. They can beat it.
That wasn't one word.
That was a lot of words.
Oh, you wanted one word?
Yeah, just give me one word on that.
Maybe.
Now you see, you do that. That was the Brandon Walker.
Maybe.
Beers, you're a BYU guy. Well, you've been up and down on BYU, but you're a Dybantsa guy. Is he good enough to get you to a Final Four? Good enough to get you the second weekend without his boy?
I'll have to say more than one word.
Yeah, give me a couple.
They're not going to win any championship, but they can make a run.
That's what I just said.
Saunders is so important to what they do.
Right.
I mean, would Robert Wright have like 39 points? He's going to step up, but no.
Yeah,
He's been so important to them. It's a huge hit now.
I feel awful for it because he's also I want to see him at the next level.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's a huge setback.
It really
obviously.
sucks.
Rick, anything?
Cooked.
They are.
There you go.
All right.
All right, let's
That's how you follow instructions.
Let's touch on the Big
Well, you
Ten.
just talked more, so
Fuck.
blew it.
Let's touch on the Big Ten real quick, and then we're going to get into the mostly part. Wisconsin.
We got to talk about
Pick Six Alyssa's crushing me in the chat.
Yeah.
What happened?
She just keeps saying that Dana hates and disrespects the Big Ten. What?
That's exactly
what have I ever said about the Big Ten?
And you're right, Pick Six, Alyssa, as you've
Pick
always.
Six Alyssa, she runs a tight ship. She's going to
She
hold
wants
us
us to talk
accountable.
about Wisconsin, so we're going to. But what have I ever done bad about the Big Ten? I love the Big Ten.
Well, I don't know, but also I guess I would pick Six Alyssa on that one.
Sure, yeah.
Wisconsin beat Michigan State 92-71. They have now beaten Michigan, Michigan State, and Illinois. Titus, my question is this.
At Michigan and at Illinois, by the way. Maybe the 2 best wins in the country.
Yep.
Does this make you really, really, really high on Wisconsin, or are you starting to think that maybe Michigan State is not that big of a win anymore?
Both, I think. Michigan State has problems. Michigan State's offense is a disaster, and they got down big against Wisconsin. And I think what's telling to me, and this is like stupid commentary, but like it meant something to me. I felt like there was value to me as I was watching the game. I knew that Michigan State was just not going to be able to come back, so I just turned the game off. And I know that means nothing to the rest of you, but that was kind of like an eye-opening thing for me. It was like Michigan State was ranked. They're still ranked, what, 10th? They were at the time. It was a top 10.
They've lost twice, I think.
So yeah, a top 10 team is down by 15 or 20 or something, and I was just like, there's zero chance they're coming back. I'm gonna go do something else with my time. I'm gonna watch a different game. And that kind of drove home the point to myself that I believe that Michigan State their offense is just not good enough. They're a team that can run the football and play defense, and then when you get down big, and it's time to air it out, they don't have the weapons to do that. So, yeah, I think Michigan State is, I think they're doing the best with what they got. But yeah, the non-conference, the rise to the top for Michigan State was maybe a little premature, and I don't think they're going to ultimately end up quite as good as we thought they might be.
Beers, here's your chance to address the allegations in the chat that Dana hates the Big Ten.
I
don't know. It's like I
love Illinois. I love
Beers.
Wisconsin. I love Michigan. I don't know. Michigan State's been struggling, but I still like them. Nebraska, I've been giving Nebraska flowers for fucking decades now.
That's just not true.
Yeah, it's weeks.
2 decades.
They're saying Dana hates cheese. Dana hates Culver's.
I have a. Hold on. Just bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second. I fucking hate cheese, bitch.
You have cheese in your bag?
Cheese?
You think
you have literal cheese in your bag?
I have a bag full of cheese
That's
for lunch
room temperature
today.
cheese.
You have cheese in your bag.
I forgot to put it in the fridge, but I brought it for lunch today, so shut up. I love
That's
cheese.
insane. Dude.
That is how you defend allegations that Dana hates cheese.
Don't let the haters say Dana hates cheese. He's got cheese in his backpack.
Get out of here.
He just carries it around.
Fucking cheese.
Right.
No, I love the Big Ten. I think the Big 12 is the best conference in the country, but that's not to say that, like, Michigan right now is the best team in the country, I think. They've overtaken Arizona. No, I like the Big Ten a lot. I think there could definitely be a champion. I don't like Purdue, but I don't know. They've had a weird season. Mm-hmm. But I have love for every conference, okay?
Wisconsin, I'm curious to see what their seed's going to end up being. What are they tracking for? Does anybody have a bracketology? Like, they were on the bubble 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. They're firmly in now.
Oh, yeah.
Their wins are unreal, but they
probably
have
like
what?
6-seed territory at this point.
No, that's gonna be fascinating because Wisconsin feels like they're either gonna lose in the first round or go on a run.
I have officially moved them into team nobody wants to see in March territory.
Yeah,
Blackwell and Boyd. I mean, they could go off and beat anybody.
They're the Big Ten's version of Texas Tech. They have two guys that are terrifying. I don't really know about the rest of the team. I don't think they play great defense. I don't necessarily love the idea of Wisconsin, ripping off like 4 NCAA tournament wins in a row to make a Final Four or anything. But yeah, I don't want to play Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament. That's terrifying. Having 2 guards that could score 30, that's awful. I don't want that.
Yeah, great wins. Sorry, I'm not letting the chat run this show anymore, Titus, but they are now saying, and they're probably right about this, we do spend a lot of time on the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I think you want to touch on something with Florida. We can talk SEC.
Oh, we haven't talked Florida?
Why don't you rip it?
That's great because I have a new segment I'd like to debut. First, I want to talk about Wayfair. Get back in on the at-home routine you love and elevate your space with Wayfair. From bedding and mattresses to storage solutions for every room in the house, Wayfair is your one-stop shop. Refresh your living room with accent pillows, mirrors, plants for way less, storing outdoor furniture, bathroom, getting organized, etc. Kitchen essentials for easy weeknight dinners, work from home / study setups, desks, office chairs, bookcases. Wayfair's huge selection of home decor items makes it easy to find exactly what's right for you. I got a little playpen from Wayfair for my daughter.
Nice.
She loves it.
Nice.
She can't get enough of it. She's old enough to grab the sides of it and stand up. It's the cutest thing in the world. And it's dawning on me, all these pictures I'm taking of her, I'm going to have for the rest of my life, and Wayfair is going to be in those pictures.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Get organized, refreshed, and back on track this year for way less. Head to Wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. I did some research. So this segment is called, I want to debut a new segment. It is called Holy Shit, Titus. Incredible research there, bro. You fucking knocked that one out of the park. and you really enhanced the show by doing a deep dive with all that research you did.
Cody, can we get a
graphic?
It's a little wordy.
No, I'll get that graphic, please.
Yeah. That's the name of the segment. So I'm
watching. Put it on a quote card.
I'm watching Florida, Kentucky, and anybody that's watched Florida this year, the story has been the guard play is inconsistent at times, and then all of a sudden the guard play is good, and the front court is awesome. That's not really a problem, but the front court at times you're trying to figure out who the best player in the front court is, which is actually a good thing because they're so good. But then can we trust the guard play? Yada yada yada. The one thing that has seemingly been consistent about this Florida team and is becoming like a big talking point as the NCAA tournament nears, and they are the defending national champion, is their 3-point shooting. They are 300 and going into the Kentucky game, I think they were like 353rd or something. They actually shot it not too bad. Klobuchar and Xavier Lee were hitting for him, and I think they ended up like a respectable percentage against Kentucky. But the 3-point shooting has become the talking point of Florida. I think it might be a problem. Rick, you're very bullish on Florida, and you think that this is overblown and that the front court is going to be good enough and they can find other ways to score, right?
Yeah. I also am calling my shot. I think Xavier Lee is going to figure it out in March. I think he's going to go on a heater. He's baffling to me because, like, the jumper looks good. The ball spins enough. He's got good arc on it. Like, something's going to happen. Something's going to click for Florida.
You know who doesn't look good is Boogie Flan shooting a basketball.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. But, yeah, you're right. And Klobuchar off the bench is he's an actual legitimately great shooter. Like, He's a sniper. He's a guy that, like, it's not just when he's wide open you can draw up plays for him and he can have a hand.
They don't need to be elite 3-point shooting with how good the front court is. We just need to not be 300 and whatever in the country at it.
So here's your stat. Here's the research that I did. This is according to me. I didn't pull this. I didn't look this up anywhere else. I did all this research myself. I was curious because Florida is shooting right now. What are they shooting? Facts matter. You can't just ballpark it. You got to give the people an exact number. Florida is shooting 29.5% from the three-point line on the season. That is 346. That's gone up a little bit. They shot it decent against Kentucky. 346 out of 363 teams, I believe, 65, something like that. So I was curious, would that be unprecedented? A team shooting 30% entering the NCAA tournament and winning the national championship. Has that ever happened before? So I looked it up. Here is the worst team entering the tournament. This is just entering the tournament. All right, so in the tournament is not taken into consideration. The worst team all time heading into the NCAA tournament shooting the three-point shot that then went on to win the national championship nonetheless was 1988 Kansas. They shot 30.89%, so like 31%. Mm-hmm. They shot 31% from the three-point line.
Better.
1988. Now, the three-point line was put in 1987. That was the first year the three-point line existed. Kansas was so this was the second year with the three-point line. Kansas they had Danny Manning, Danny and the Miracles. They just pounded the ball inside. They only ended up they shot 233 threes on the entire season. They didn't shoot three. It was like a novelty. They were like, well, this isn't what we do, and they shot 30%. What's curious to me, and I don't know how this. I don't know. This is I'm diverting from Florida now for this. So this is the second year the three-point line had ever existed, 1988. And you're thinking to yourself, again, it's a novelty, like teams don't really know how to use it, whatever. The number one team entering the NCAA tournament that went on of all the national champions, the number one three-point shooting team entering the NCAA tournament was 1987 Indiana, the first year the line was in.
Wow.
Indiana shot 50.
Oh my God.
50.46% from the three-point line. They shot a lot, actually, I think.
Really?
They shot 256, not that many on the season. It was the first year of the line. Steve Alford, it was basically Steve Alford was the only one that shot threes. But they shot 50%. And then what's fascinating, Tate, and stick with me on this, the second best three-point shooting team entering the NCAA tournament of all time, of all the national champions, 1989 Michigan. So the first year the line existed, you had the best three-point shooting team. The second year you had the worst. And then the third year you had the second best. Anyway, point is, Florida's shooting 29%. The worst teams to win it entering the tournament, I already said Kansas. Second worst, 2003 Syracuse was shooting 33%. 2013 Louisville was shooting 33%. 2011 UConn was shooting 33%. 2016 Villanova, this was actually blew my mind. 2016 Villanova was shooting 34% from three entering the tournament, and then in the NCAA tournament they shot 50%.
Right, I was going to say that team could shoot.
They couldn't miss.
Yeah.
But the 2016 team in particular was not particularly great at shooting going into the tournament, and then they got hot. Anyway, there you go.
That's interesting.
Holy shit!
I don't know.
I don't research, bro.
Well,
I don't know what the conclusion is, but Florida, if they enter the tournament having shot 29% from the three, it would be unprecedented.
You can't win. You
can't do it.
I have placed a bet on Florida to win the national championship.
Oh. Because of how much Rick talks about them?
No, because I love them.
Okay.
Would anybody like to ask any other questions about this research I did? Anybody need anything else? Anybody?
You brought it up before the show. Alford shot 6 per game in the first line. The three-point was invented.
Steve Alford shot 53% from the three-point line
on 6 attempts.
On 6 attempts per game, while averaging 22 points a game on a team that won a national championship.
Do you think teams were just like
in 49 states? It's just the three-point line.
Yeah, he and what's crazy about that is it wasn't like he grew up like spotting up at the three-point line. He played his whole life with no three-point line, and then they throw it down. He's like, that's all right. I'll watch this. He shot 53%. Crazy. Anyway, that's my awesome stat of the day is Florida. This would, in fact, be unprecedented.
Boys, I got to rip a fourth ad here.
Fun segment. That was a fun segment.
Everybody having fun?
Where'd you place that bet on Florida, by the way?
On DraftKings.
DraftKings. Every week in the NBA, stars rise, legends are made, and one player rules them all. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is bringing back King of the Court, and now it is every Tuesday of the season. Here's how it works. DraftKings is putting up $1 million in bonus bets each week. Opt in, apply your token, place a pregame $5 bet on the NBA star that you think will dominate each Tuesday. If your pick finishes the night leading in points, rebounds, and assists, they have crowned the King of the Court, and you win your share of $1 million in bonus bets. It really is a great promotion. And this season, there's a new way to track the action, the King of the Court leaderboard inside the app. Before tips, see the top 10 stars in PRA. When the games are live, watch your picks climb the ranks. When it's over, find out exactly where your stars stacked up. And if you've been crowned a winner, download DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code MostlyHoops. That's code MostlyHoops to win a share of $1 million in bonus bets. If your player is the King of the Court in partnership with DraftKings, King is yours. All right. Thank God we're going to 3 shows a week because we got so much fucking
Gotta
Can I get Gottlieb on here? We only have 4 minutes left. I need Gottlieb.
We gotta also the popcorn machine caught on fire at Oklahoma. That was funny. I don't really have any other commentary other than it was very funny.
Yeah.
Game got delayed because of a popcorn machine.
Did you see Yaxel chirping Purdue too?
I did. Fascinating.
Which one you want?
Gottlieb.
I want Gottlieb.
They play tomorrow, right?
I got a question for you about that.
What?
League to explain to me why I got a technical foul when I did not curse, I was not demonstrative, I did not leave my box. All I said was that's the same play as the other end. Okay? All we ask is that there's a fair game. That's what we ask. Okay, CJ O'Hara goes and gets an offensive rebound. Their player dives at his legs. CJ gets called for a foul. I need Donnie at the league and the new commissioner to explain to me the disparity in the officiating. That's what I need explained to me. I got no problem with their team, their staff. They played hard. They did what they do. They play tough and they play aggressive. I need somebody to explain to me, okay, how just those two. There's others that I have massive issues with, okay? Others that I have massive, including every time we touched them, there was a foul in the second half. The last play of the game, just to get the ball, they're grabbing us and holding us. Okay, and I understand if you're not.
You're losing our attention, Doug.
You had the exact same play.
Doug, you're losing our attention.
Do something crazy.
There we go, Doug. Here we go.
The exact same play.
That's good, Cody.
So
this has the vibe of the Joker threatening Gotham in that Dark Knight with like the shaky camera and shit.
I think he knew he was losing the attention.
I told you guys I didn't see the plays he's talking about. I won't look him up. Don't care. I think I'm on his side. I don't know.
How could you not be?
I think it was a great rant. I don't know. I was like, all right. I mean, he's making his points. And the important thing is he's not demonstrative and he doesn't fucking cuss. Or be. That's what cracked me up. He's like, I kept my cool, not demonstrative, didn't cuss. I'm going to throw all that out the window right now and bang the table and fucking lose my mind.
Chad is saying that they watched the game and they did get absolutely jobbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
No, I mean, the way he presented it,
was he looking at a reporter?
Yeah, I don't
was he
know.
Like staring right into?
I don't
the
know.
camera?
It was interesting.
Those are the press conferences the Kansas State athletic department wants to take away for you.
We got Houston.
They want to fire you for cause for those
for what?
For cause.
Oh,
dude, we got Houston, Iowa State. We got Michigan, Purdue, Miami at UMass is not easy. No Caleb Wilson, UNC at NC State. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, Caleb Wilson banged up. We didn't even talk about that.
I just want to shout out the Arkansas Razorbacks. Little dark horse going on in the SEC right now. Love them. Shout out to West Virginia. Shout out to Belmont.
Yeah, he rolled his ankle and then dropped 31.
And there he is.
Play us off with Barstow. We got Purdue. Michigan is tomorrow, right?
Tuesday night.
One of the worst.
Play us off with Barstow, Greg Cody.
Losses
Goodbye, everybody.
Of the year. I mean, yeah, we've had all these terrible losses, and it is what it is. I mean, I had to leave the bar to just come record this video.
It's very big.
I mean, Texas just made every single shot they could in the second half. Yeah, did we contest it just a little bit? A little bit. But Texas. It is what it is. I mean, Mizzou has to claw their way back. This fucking sucks. I just kind of want to say, you got to win the games you're not expected to win now. Like, that's just kind of where we're at now.
Weren't they favorites? I'm a great guy. I mean, but I do think they're favorites.
Yes.
I do think they're favorites. Greg, listen, I'm a Greg guy, but we'll talk more about it Wednesday. There are teams in this room that are fighting for a bubble spot, and Greg is now one of them. Dana Beers, I can't believe they said you didn't like cheese.
I think it was Pick 6 Alyssa. She's coming from my fucking neck.
Chirping your ass.
Do not you can chirp me for whatever you want. Call me fat. Call me fucking gross. Whatever you want. Say I might drink too many beers. Never come at me for cheese ever.
Don't ever say he doesn't like cheese. We're just going to keep going if that's okay, Titus. All right, no, hey, see you guys Wednesday for Most Hoops.